Hello, I'm Connor Clancy, a marine biology enthusiast here at City Honors High School. I'm here today to talk to you about Asian carp. They're an invasive species making their way to the Great Lakes up the Mississippi River.
These cyprinids cause harm in new environments, feeding on already endangered species and destroying the communities of plants, invertebrates, and fish, completely altering pre-established food chains. However, it wasn't always this way. Chinese culture reflects the once prominent sanctity of the carp revealed in tradition and literature. These instances date back to the late Han Dynasty, nearly 2,000 years ago. An anecdote relays the tale of a man who sent a pair of carp to his wife, who, when she opened them, found a silk strip with a love note inscribed. Additionally, their jumping feature serves as a symbol of sudden uplifting in one's social class, often used to encourage children to achieve success through hard work and perseverance. Today's views on Asian carp remain very similar in Chinese culture. However, there's a stark contrast between those views and the strong views possessed by those in North America, where Asian carp are destructive. Carp were first introduced to the United States in 1831. In the 19th century, the government distributed them as food fish.
They all originate from Southwest Asia and were introduced to the United States in southern fish farms, but when flooding occurred, they were allowed access to the Mississippi River and soon took over the ecosystem.
At least one known escape occurred in 1995. Grass carp have been reproducing in the Mississippi since the 70s. Because of the uncontrolled spread of the fish, the United States Environmental Protection Agency is concerned about their migration to the Great Lakes. 18 sites in 5 states, including New York, have been identified to allow the passage of these carp.
Measures have been taken to stop the spread of the species, such as a electric barrier at the mouth of the Chicago Sanitary and Shipping Canal. But at what cost?
In 2009, emergency arose when carp genetic material was distinguished beyond the barriers. In December of that year, one of the barriers was closed for maintenance, to which the Illinois Department of Natural Resources responded by putting over 2,000 gallons of toxin rotenone into the river to eradicate the fish. While hundreds were killed and only one was found past the barrier, the operation cost $3 million and produced 90 tons of dead fish. Not only must mistakes be fixed, but the cost of the barrier was, and still is, extraordinary.
The electric barrier has cost up to $20 million, and that does not include the cost of electricity pumped into the water.
Stopping the fish coming into Lake Erie specifically has proved a difficult task, as the lake provides the ideal habitat for the carp to survive.
If these fish enter the lake system, the native species will be devastated. Sport fishing and commercial fishing alike will be ruined.
So enraged by this problem, a lawsuit was filed with the U.S. Supreme Court by Michigan Attorney General Mike Cox, who sought an instant closure of the Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal to ensure carp had no means of passage to Lake Michigan. Neighboring Great Lakes states and even the U.S. Army Corps, who built the canal, were co-defendants. However, the Attorney General of Illinois, Lisa Madigan, filed a countersuit. Backed by the Illinois Chamber of Commerce and American Waterways operators, she argued the closure of the canal would disturb the movements of millions of tons of fundamental shipments of ore, grain, iron, and other cargo totaling around $1.5 billion per year and cause the loss of perhaps thousands of jobs. Michigan responded with its claim that due to its thriving recreation and sports industry, carp would cause a yearly revenue decrease of more than $3 billion, and over 4,000 jobs would be lost as a result. Unfortunately, President Obama and his administration have made efforts to keep the canal open. Additionally, the U.S. Geological Survey and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service repeatedly deny the fact that Asian carp pose a threat. Even with the support of Canada, whose fishing industry would be affected by carp in the lakes, the Supreme Court rejected Michigan's request. With regards to the fish, most people say carpe diem, but it's really much more serious than that. With carp being as destructive as they are to the ecosystems of the areas they infiltrate, it is imperative that action be taken now. The U.S. Army Engineer Corps is currently working on a plan to offset the damage already done and take new precautions to prevent the spread of the carp into the Great Lakes, as outlined in a recent report released in 2012. In the meantime, there are other ways we can rid our waters of these fish.
One proposed solution is to simply eat the invasive species away. With chefs developing new methods of deboning the fish and then frying them, Asian carp taste better than ever.
This idea, while it has been prevalent in Asia for millennia, is new to Americans who do not classify carp as food. However, this is slowly changing as a market for the fish is evolving, being classified under the names silverfin or Kentucky tuna. Furthermore, sport fishing involving Asian carp is becoming more and more popular in America as a means of eliminating this destructive species from the waterways.
The carp, which are very high in protein, can also be used for fertilizer and pet food.
While several other enthusiasts and professionals are in the process of raising awareness, there is still much to be done. It is evident that many people don't know much about Asian carp.
Do you know what Asian carp are?
No.
No, I don't. I have no idea.
No, nothing on the subject of Asian carp. No.
No, I don't.
Alerting the general public will bring us one step closer to passing legislation that will ensure the safety of our waterways and ecology, thus working to prevent this danger from entering our Great Lakes and saving our wildlife, revenue, and future. The Asian carp invasion is not just a carping issue.